Two, one, and we're live.
All right, so we have Tony to go, and he is a realtor with Real Estate Performance Group since about 2012. How you doing today, Tony?
I'm doing great. How are you, Jason?
Awesome. So, yeah, I'm glad to have you in today, and he's actually our first guest on JBL Trades. You've got about 16 years of experience. That's a ton. I wish I would have started in the real estate market back then. I know it was tough though going through the '08 experience that we had, right?
For me, it was a great learning experience because I never knew the good times. So I started when it was really rough, and it just kept on going till now.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in mortgages at that time. I was just getting into mortgages in '08 and it crashed on me. So uh, I went back into hair at that time.
I actually tried mortgage for a couple, maybe a year, but that was hard trying to balance between being a realtor and being the lender.
Yeah.
So I kept with the real estate.
Yeah. I see a couple of realtors. I have some buddies that actually do that. They're in mortgages. And I know you can't do both on the same deal, but they jump back and forth. Do you have anybody you know that does that? And are they
No.
successful?
No, you can do both on conventionals, but you just can't do both with like an FHA product.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So let's see. Your BRR that you were telling me about, BRRRR, four R's.
Yeah, the Burr strategy.
Yeah.
It worked really great the last couple of years. The market right now might not be as hot, but I feel like it's coming back. The Burr method is really when you buy a property, you rehab it, you rent it, and then you refi it, and then you repeat. So the end goal is trying to, when you do refi it out, you try to get all of your money back that you put into it. So you're into a property pretty much zero after you do the refi, and it'll give you instant equity slash positive monthly income for passive income.
So can we break that down just a little bit more? I know a lot of people that are really interested in that model. I don't know how much you want to give away your, your strategy, but so first you buy. Where do you find these deals? That's been the hardest part.
And so I'm connected with a few wholesalers. They know my numbers and parameters. If it fits, I'll buy it. I do have a strategy with them is where I'll buy really quick, and I'm willing to lose on one deal. So let's say on 10 purchase in the last 2 years, I'll have a one that fell, but at the end of the day, I'm still getting like 8 out of 10 decent returns.
Okay. So you have these wholesalers that they come to you before they send it out to the list. Is that what kind of relationship you have with them?
18, 19, that's how it works. Nowadays, I don't buy as much, so I'm probably second rated to them.
Okay.
But when there is an opportunity, I do jump on it.
So when you buy, are you using your own money or are you leveraging somebody else's?
I always leverage. I usually go hard money. Hard money requires 20% down these days. In the past, it was down to like 10 to 15, but market shift, they want a little bit more.
Yep.
And then I usually keep for at least 6 months on the books, and then I go conventional financing to pull it out, unless there's a package deal I can do with a commercial bank. Then I'll pull it out sooner, within like 3 or 4 months.
Okay. So the next step is what's the next R?
So you buy, refi, rent it, and
So
then
refi
you
is what you
refinance.
just said.
Yep.
You refi it into conventional.
Yes. Usually a 30-year,
Okay.
and then we repeat the process. But the goal is when you do buy, you're trying to buy at a 30% discount, and then you renovate it, and then you're able to refi it out at the 75% with the new value.
Okay. So the next R is to rehab. Next R is repeat.
And so we buy it, we renovate it, so which is the rehab part.
Renovate.
We put a renter in, rent it, and then we refi it,
Okay.
and then we repeat the whole process again. So normal strategy, if you have one set of down payment, you're able to do probably twice a year pretty easily.
Nice.
Because like our parent style back, back in the days is save your 20-25%, buy a home, a couple years later save it again and buy it. So it took a little longer. Now as long as you have your starting fund, then you could keep on going pretty quick.
Do you have somewhere where you find your renters, or do you just put an ad out, or how do you do that?
My strategy for renting is I go with my halfway home model, which is really there's an organization that I'll buy these property for. I'll rent them. They usually sign a 3-year contract. They'll stay forever as long as the home is in decent condition, and every year or every other year the rent will go up a little bit. Before it was probably like 10% above market, but now it's about same or a little less. But the cool thing is I don't have a lot of turnover with them, and I'm very hands off with the property after I sign the contract.
So hands off. How do you do that? Are you?
So it kind of self-run itself. Any repairs that's under 500, the house will take care of. Anything major, they'll come back to me, and then I'll deal with it then. And I just love that there's not a lot of turnovers. Because as a landlord in the past, every year and a half, 2 years, there's always expenses, and then there's a gap in between, like a month or two without rent because someone's moving out. We gotta go in, freshen it up, go find a new tenant. But this one, I don't have vacancy issues.
When did you start using this method? Like, where did you find that halfway house strategy?
Probably 2 years ago, 2019. I had a client friend that rented them probably 6-7 years ago. Totally forgot about it. I was at an open house with a friend, and then that house has like 7 bedrooms. I was thinking, what can I do with it? And then that connection, that light came up, and then after that, I bought a few more, and it works really well right now.
Yeah, that's great. So that's your passive income strategy. I love it. How's real estate going for you?
Real estate is great. 2020 was great. 2021 was better. Right now, as there's a little transitions, still enjoy it, and hopefully there will be a break for the next year, and then we'll see what happens.
And as far as break, do you mean for prices staying where they are for buyers to be a little bit more successful?
Yeah, I'm hoping that the market will shift a little bit. It'll be more of a balanced market.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll become a buyer's market any means.
Yeah.
But
Not in Oregon anyways.
nope, not yet.
Yeah, a little bit more balanced would be nice. So you're having a good time with real estate. What else are you doing with your time? What are you into? Family? Friends?
Yes. So I'm trying to cut back my real estate. Instead of doing 80 hours a week, I'm hoping go between 20 to 30, spending more time, more activities with families and my son.
Yeah. How old's your son?
He's 10.
Oh, nice. I've got a going on 9-year-old here in August.
Nice.
Yeah. So 80 hours a week. Wow. That is, what were you doing with all 80 hours? Is that your passive income strategy and real estate that you were doing? 80
No,
hours,
it was
or
just strictly real estate.
just real estate.
Yeah.
So what are you doing in that 80 hours? Like mainly, are you, calling leads, or what's your main time suck, if you will?
My main time was just maintaining relationships. Just a lot of paperwork, just a lot of scheduling showings, negotiatings, because 80 hours it goes by really, really quick, especially if you're working like 7 days a week.
It does. You're right. I'm in real estate, so I definitely understand how it could get away from you. So you said showings, and then you said, let's see, the main time you were spending was showings, keeping up with your clients. And then you said something else. What was it?
Just a lot of relationship buildings, a lot of networking and stuff like that.
Yeah, paperwork. You said, are you not utilizing a transaction coordinator?
I do have a transaction coordinator for my Washington side and my listing stuff.
Okay. So you're licensed in Washington and Oregon.
Yep.
Awesome. And what market is hotter, would you say, right now? Is there one that's a little bit hotter, or are they both pretty
I think it's
equal?
really similar.
Are they?
It's just the price point that we're in, and people love move-in ready. It's just the starter homes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like southern Washington, Vancouver, Ridgefield, all of those areas are blowing up right now just because there's a little bit more room up there.
Ridgefield is amazing because they have bigger lots, and then there's a lot of empty nesters or retirees that's looking for the one level, new constructions.
Uh-huh.
And they do have lands, plus they have like place for RVs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
HOAs allows that, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I noticed when I go up there is a little bit bigger lot size. I really like it up there. I'm kind of stuck here in the Hillsborough area for my daughter's school right now. She really loves the school she's in. So, but every time I go up there, I'm like, man, they got some nice lot sizes up here. And it seems like the HOAs aren't as strict. You know, you can have RVs and boats, and it feels a little bit more rural, which I like. Yeah. Do you live on the Washington side or Oregon side?
Oregon, I'm over at the Raleigh Hills area.
Raleigh Hills, nice. Do you like it over there?
Yeah. It's really close to my kids' school, so we'll be there for a while.
Yeah. Yep, the schools, yeah. I kind of bounced around a lot. I moved from Bend 4 years ago. Landed in Tigard. I was in real estate already. I started doing real estate 4 years ago. I'd been doing it for about a year. And we got tired of the snow in Bend. It snowed 4 feet in 2017. I remember you guys had snowpocalypse here. And it was funny because I drove over here and there was like cars abandoned on the freeway. Like, I was like, whoa. Because I grew up driving in the snow, so it was like not a big deal to me. And you guys had maybe a half a foot here and people were like just bailing from their cars. And we had 4 feet over there. Like I had a big lifted truck and it got stuck a couple times, but we were driving around in it. But yeah, we were tired of the snow over there. We moved up here. We were actually going to move to Arizona, which is another hot market that I was going to take my Arizona real estate license and hair because I dabble in both. But I realized that Arizona wouldn't reciprocate my Oregon license. So I had to go to nail school here. And that was funny because I should have just taken care of nails when I was in hair school. I did hair and aesthetics. Mm-hmm. And I said no to nails. But then when I wanted to move to Arizona, you have to be licensed in all three for them to even accept your hair license. So I jumped into this comprehensive nails class here, and I was learning by actually a Vietnamese woman who's amazing at nails and super nice, was getting me through the program. And then I got a really big commercial real estate deal. So I ended up bailing from nails about a month before I completed the class, which was just unfortunate and, kind of funny because I'd gotten so close to completing it. And then I decided I didn't want to move to Arizona because it was too hot. I went there in March and it was like 100 degrees. And that July it was about 118. And so I was like, wow, that's going to be way too hot. I don't know if you've ever looked at the Arizona market, like, getting licensed over there, but it's a good market.
We thought about buying Airbnb over there, like Scottsdale's area.
Yep.
But we probably missed the boat. It's about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, we missed the boat on Arizona. We did too, but so I stayed here. I had a lot of connections here in the Portland area. I had a couple buddies in mortgage, and they're like, "Why would you move to Arizona when your whole network is here?" So it kind of made sense to me that, it was a bad idea to move away from my network. I've been in bodybuilding, hair, all these things for years in Oregon and built up such a good network. So you've been in real estate a long time, 16 years. What else are you involved in that you pull, your network from?
I'm part of ARIA, so I get referrals through that network. I go to a few of their national events each year.
Yeah.
Connect with everyone within the 50 states. So it's really cool and really fun to hang out with during those times.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen the conventions you guys go to. You post on Facebook. They look like a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I not go since I'm not
No.
Asian?
Anyone and everyone
Is anyone welcome?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our next president, 2024, is American.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good information. I bet that kind of comes up in people's minds, whether they are invited or not,
Yeah, it does. Yeah. But no, everyone's welcome. We have a broad member base. We're 17,000 plus nationwide. Locally here, we're over 100 member plus.
Nice. Where was the last convention?
It's SF. And then this year is going to be San Diego
Oh, okay.
in October.
Nice. Are they typically down in California?
It bounced. The last few years it was in Vegas, and then sometime, depending where the national president reside, we'll do an event there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had one in Boston before, and yeah.
Wow. That'd be quite a trek over to Boston. So you pulled up in a Tesla. How long have you had your car?
This one I had going on in second year,
Nice.
I believe.
I'm kind of toying with the idea of getting one. Would you recommend it? Obviously this is your second one, third one?
This is our third.
Okay.
We love Tesla. It's pretty cool. Just for the efficiency,
Yeah.
it's awesome, right? Because we'll plug it in at night, and then next morning it's fully charged.
Yeah.
I usually drive maybe 100, 150 miles a day, and it works really well. Electricity fees, I think on a 30-day, I saw it's like 60, $70 a
Wow.
month versus because before I was driving an SUV that took diesel, it probably cost me like $400.
Yeah.
And that's back then, so maybe 500 now.
Totally.
So the saving for me is just a no-brainer.
Yeah. How much was it to get that plug-in at your house?
We added two because at the time we had two Tesla. I think it cost us like $1,800 for two plugs.
Wow. And that paid for itself in 3 months? Mm-hmm. So you're down to one Tesla now?
Yeah, it's super convenient because we don't, we don't get gas like once a week and stuff. So it's just plug and go.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So you don't have a gas-powered car right now?
we do. We have a Subaru.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's the other reason because before that we had two electric car and we need one just in case. So
Yeah.
we have a Subaru.
So one just in case you go on a bigger trip?
Mm-hmm.
Or...
That I drive around to our rentals and stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's just convenient.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of what I figured was you kind of need maybe a little gas efficient car as well. I love Tesla, the idea of it. Have you driven any other electric vehicles or are you just stuck to Tesla?
I drove the Taycan before. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But so they have a Taycan right now, Porsche. It's only technically a 4-seater. If
Yeah.
it was a 5-seater, I'll probably pick that up too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So that's on your list of things to get. That's a sexy car. I like that.
Yeah, they'll have a coupe coming out in a year or two.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm just waiting for to be on the waiting list for that one.
Yeah. What color are you going to get? Do you know?
I like blue or green.
Yeah. Yeah, I like those, the look of those. Yeah, I was on the fence about getting a Tesla, but I think that, it makes sense with gas prices. And do you think they're going to stay where they are or are they going to go up? Or are they going to?
Gas or
Yeah.
I think it'll probably stay. I don't think we can't afford more, but
I know.
but who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. So, let's see. What else are you into recreational? What does Tony like to do in his free time?
I'm learning how to swim. I'm learning to play golf, and then I'm learning to play tennis. So I'm trying to be more active. So
Yeah.
that's my goal.
Nice.
Health is wealth, I believe.
Health
So,
is wealth. I've been in the health industry a long time, and I feel like a lot of people get caught up in work, and paying the bills, and then they don't think about their health until it's too late. It's kind of the American way, if you will. We kind of work really hard, and I know a lot of people are getting more into health and fitness because it's trendy, which is good. It's a good trend. What do you think spawned you to think about your health a little bit more?
Getting older is a factor.
Yeah.
Last year, I had a friend that passed at a young age, so it kind of woke me up a little bit more. I've been trying to get into health the last 3-4 years. Got on it really hard the last two, and then last year probably hit me harder. I do have like my non-negotiables. Each day I do my CrossFit between like 8:30 9:30, so it doesn't matter if there's a showing that's require like $6 million showings or whatever. I still gonna say no. I'll just reschedule it or whatever. But weekdays I'm always at CrossFit between 8:30 9:30 unless
Wow.
I'm traveling.
That's
So,
great. I like that. That's a non-negotiable for you because it needs to be, health needs to be up there
Yeah.
with the priorities, especially as you get older. Like you said, I mean, I had a couple friends pass away from different issues, not all from health issues, but in the past. And so life is very fleeting. You can't take it for granted. And I think health is one of those big things that we do take for granted. Actually, last year, I don't know if you knew or not, but I did get sick and was in the hospital for a couple of days, and I thought, wow, how could this happen to me? I feel like I kind of put myself in a bad position, not taking it as seriously as I should, because I am such an epitome of health, I feel, and a lot of other people do. So when I did get sick and go to the hospital, a lot of people were like, how did you get sick? And I was like, well, I didn't take it seriously, the respiratory issue that I was having at the time, and made it even worse by not taking it seriously. And then I had to go, get on a lung steroid and for a couple days, and get back to remembering, that I'm not immortal just because I work out so much. I've made it a non-negotiable for me for a long time, but also, that doesn't mean that you're not going to, have accidents or, think that something and you don't truly know. Like a lot of people, I went plant-based for 3 years. I don't know if you ever saw that, but I was in bodybuilding, went plant-based, and you can actually be unhealthy eating plant-based as well. So that's what I mean. Like you can think that what you're doing is right, but if you are so one-sided in one thing, like either work or just letting work get the best of you, not exercising, not doing cardio. Like I've never had to do cardio either. That's another thing, because I've always been a lean body, but that doesn't mean my lungs don't need it. So CrossFit's great. Have you ever had any injuries from that yet? How long have you been doing CrossFit? I've got a little bit of experience. I tried it one time and it was such a huge cardio hit that I was like, wow, I don't know if I can handle that much cardio, that hard and fast, because I was always trying to be competitive to the guy next to me. Do you find yourself doing that? Or do you kind of take it at your own pace and that's what saved you from, have you had any injuries, or how's it going for you?
Probably 3 years ago, I was jogging at a new location, and then I tripped, so I sprained my ankle. But beside that, not really. CrossFit, I've been doing it for probably 5 years, but the first 3 was on and off. I moved like 3 different locations, and currently where I'm at, it works really well, especially with my non-negotiable. And my goal now is each quarter, whatever, to increase my weight level. So try and get stronger that way versus before I was just taking more the easy road and it's just trying to do the bare minimum. But now I'm pushing myself harder, and I feel the difference the last couple months.
Where do you feel the difference, in your muscles, soreness, or in the cardio aspect, in your heart, breathing?
I think all.
Or both,
but,
yeah.
At the end of the day, I feel better, especially when I do first thing in the morning. So kind of like eating my frog first thing, and that will help me throughout the day. A lot of time I don't want to go, but after I went, it's pretty awesome. 'Cause it's just it's like it wake up your body in the morning before you start your work.
I agree. Get your blood flowing. Like I said, I have been in bodybuilding for a long time, but I neglected to stretch and warm up a lot of the time. And now I'm feeling, now that I'm 44, I just had a birthday. I'm
Happy
feeling
birthday.
it. Thank you. I'm feeling it in my low back. So I started stretching, doing yoga a little bit more, and doing the cardio that I've never had to do, just to keep my lungs healthy. So it's nice, and I like to do it in the morning, like you said. If I try to do it at night, I'll have things get in the way more than in the morning. If I just wake up and go and do it, do you find that's true for you too?
Yeah. Before I was trying, like when I started, I was trying to do 5:30 or 6:30 in the morning. I did hot yoga before. It's just that time didn't work for me. The 8:30, 9:30 works really well. It's usually I drop off my kid, then go, and then come back home, freshen up, and then go to lunch.
Yeah.
But it's a good time. And then I try to do in the evenings, but it's harder because you're trying to race back through traffic, whatever, or if it's really hot, like the next couple of days, you really don't want to work out when it's like 90, 100 degrees out.
I agree. Yeah, and traffic. I mean, that'll kill your vibe on the way or back from working out for sure. You live in Raleigh Hills. Where do you where are you eating if you are eating on the go? Are you prepping your meals? Like, you're into fitness, but it's all about nutrition as well, right?
My next step is gonna work on my food. Right now, I know what to do, but I don't really follow it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to not eat a lot of fried food unless I travel, because I do like the experience this and that. So yeah,
Yeah.
trying that. I'm trying to cut back on alcohol.
Yep.
I actually went dry for like 49 days, but I broke
Wow.
it, and now I'm trying to only drink a couple of drinks, like special occasion stuff, not
Yep.
daily or not networking. I'm sticking to just water, soda water most of the time.
Yeah. That's great. So if you could implement a better nutrition, what would that look like for you?
I think I would like to have like a plate that I carry around where it's kind of like 50% of X, 25% protein, 25% carb, it's like 50% veggies and stuff like that. So I think ideally, and then food less processed would be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So prepped food, do you think that doing that on your own or, doing that with your wife, on a Sunday would be doable for you, or would it be something that you just, go to a meal prep service and pay for it? What would be easier or better for you?
If I can find a meal prep service that is to my taste bud, I'd rather do that because I'm a guy that I'd rather pop in 3 minutes in the microwave, eat versus trying to figure it all out.
Yeah. Have you struggled to find a meal prep that's tasty? Or have you tried them?
I haven't really looked into them yet.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I've struggled with finding a meal prep that was actually good on the taste buds. I'm kind of good at just eating for function instead of fun. I've been trained to do so it's a little bit easier for me since I've done so many bodybuilding shows. I've had to eat cold chicken, so when you get used to eating stuff that you don't like to eat, it becomes a little bit easier later on in life when you're not doing a show. It's just kind of like something that I do now. I'll eat whatever just to get macros in. And I would love to find a meal prep service too that actually tasted good when I'm not doing a show, just to stay more on point, because it is really hard, when you're working an 80-hour week to, eat healthy. I mean, you're on the road quite a bit. You're out and about, and whoever you can get healthy snacks, but healthy snacks are processed, like you said.
Very
I just,
processed,
I would like to find, I actually will dig into a tasty meal prep Because I do, since I've been in the industry for so long, I do have a lot of like companies that I've heard of, and there's one in Lake Oswego. There's one over in Southeast. So I'll get the names of those and I'll send those to you.
Is it like Asian known? Because like Asian wise, our taste bud is more flavorful.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, no. So
that's
they do
what-
have some Asian meals if they. But actually, if you can find one, help me find one that's Asian known because I do like flavor, and the ones that I'm finding they don't. Have flavor. It's the old boiled chicken. So. But so let's go back into. I liked what you said about your passive income experience. You said you were doing a halfway house. You called it. Could you elaborate a little bit on that as much as you can, without giving away, too much? But Vic and I were talking because he is actually in the same investment, I think, idea as you are. So tell us a little bit about the halfway house.
Yeah, so there's this group that I buy houses for, and they'll sign contracts. I'm actually in with them in Oregon, and then we bought through friends and stuff, partnerships, couple in South Dakota, and so that's a different market, but the numbers work better. It's just the whole process. I feel like it's more like we're giving back, we're helping them, they're helping us, because we are for profit, they're non. Sorry.
Yeah, no, exactly.
yeah.
That's exactly what Vic and I were saying was because he brought it up to me. He was telling me Oxford House, to be specific, was one of these halfway houses that I have experience with because I have friends that have actually been in the program, and how much it helped my friend at the time. He was coming out of an institution and needed to be around like-minded people that were trying to do better, but also he was paying rent, had chores, and Vic was saying, yeah, they take care of the property because that's part of their job is to do that at the house. And then they're a great renter because, they pay, it's through a program that has been established for years and they've got a great system. So what a win-win, to invest in something that is giving back. For one, you're still a for-profit. Mm-hmm. They're a non-profit. They're doing, a great job with these guys, or men and women, I think, that are, just wanting to get back on their feet. So what a great cause. I think that it would take a lot of if we had more, I think that it would take a lot of stress off of the system, I don't know what your experience. Investors don't have to get involved with the process, the system. You are just buying a house, handing it over to them, and they're taking that part of it, right?
Correct. So A is a men's house or B is a lady's house. Mm-hmm. They don't mix. And the cool thing is they do have weekly meetings to support each other in the house or within like the local chapter. Most property, or when they start up a new home, it's like a new chapter, and then they'll get, like in Portland or in Oregon, there's a loan from the city, $4,000, zero interest for the first 2 years is paid back. And so for them to start up, it doesn't cost them. It's just they need to find the tenants or the roommates, which there's plenty out there. They have a very strict zero tolerance on drugs and alcohol. Most people will stay maybe a couple years. Some will stay a long time, just depending on their needs. Mm-hmm. And some of the member really enjoys it. They'll just stay forever. They have different roles in the house. Some are treasurer, some are head person in the house, and that kind of help
maintenance.
Yeah, and so there's just a lot of cool stuff, and everyone sometimes slip, and they just have to come back, and yeah.
And
It's
be
really
with,
cool.
yeah, like I said, a group of guys that are uplifting is what I experienced that my friend went through. He was like, it was a great, instead of going to just somebody's house after you get out of the system and there's drugs and alcohol around, that's going to make you slip again right out of the gate. And so, that's what I saw was, the best benefit to him was there was a very strict policy. But I feel like you know this because you've been involved as an investor and you know the system. Like Vic knows the program very well because he's an investor, not because he's actually part of that part of it. He's not, you guys don't have any involvement in that process. You are just investing in that business,
Yeah.
providing the house.
Yeah, because it's a win-win to us because, like I mentioned before, we have at least a 3-year contract. They usually stay unless we want to sell the home. I haven't sold any of those homes yet. I do have a agreement with them that, let's say, keep it running for 10, 20 years. Later on, if I do sell, I'll give like 10% of my equity to them or to their group so it could continue forward.
Nice. And so how long have you been involved in that?
I think my first home with them was 2018, I want to say. Maybe 2019.
And it was such a good investment. Why?
I like there's zero turnover. I like that any repairs that's under $500, $300, they'll take care of themselves. They won't bother me. My goal is to be more hands off than, yeah.
So that helps with it. I mean, that helps with a lot of the maintenance under $500. That's huge. Because they're taking care of the little stuff, which is cool. Anything big, obviously, it's your house. You need to take care of it. But that does help with all the little the stuff. And then, so the return that you're getting.
Locally here, the last couple of years is great, but can't buy much now because of interest rates, stuff like that. Over in South Dakota, price point is better. Like we buy homes under 300, interest rate, even though it's like 6.25, we're still averaging about probably 12 to 15% return on our down payment because of zero vacancies.
Nice. So you're obviously able to get into a house a little bit easier over in South Dakota. And there's other markets that are similar. Vic, you bought in what market? Tennessee.
They're all over. If you just jump online,
Yeah.
there's so many different markets, just depending on where you want to be.
So when you say jump online,
Probably Google Oxford.com or OxfordHousing.com.
and we also have a connect with the Oxford House, yeah, that if any were interested to get into this type of investment, definitely reach out to us. Because I feel it's a great, like you said, win-win just for the community to get people that better chance at succeeding and not to become homeless. I feel like if we had more of these houses, because it creates a little bit more affordable experience for them, especially with that $4,000 loan you said.
Yeah, I believe most roommates, most members that stays, they're paying $700-800 a month,
Yeah.
including all the utilities and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier than trying to get a 1-bedroom in Southeast Portland these days, probably like $1,500.
Yeah.
And you have you can create friendships, and then they help each other and stuff like that. So I see that as a win.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. Create friendships with like-minded people trying to stay clean and keep some drugs and alcohol off of our streets, out of our communities. And what about that? Do you see the neighborhoods that you buy these in? Do you ever feel like the neighbors aren't excited about this type of business being in their neighborhood, or is that something that Oxford helps out with? Are people so familiar with it that it just works?
I think most neighbors don't even know because what I see is they don't smoke, so they're not going outside.
Yeah.
There's no, cigarette butts around the house and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of them just keep to themselves. So, and the rental property, they keep in pretty decent shape. so it's not like a store.
Yeah, it's not an
Nice
eyesore in the
one,
community. Yeah, because they do have to have that responsibility when they're there. Yeah.
And then a lot of them a lot of them use public transportation, so there's not like 20 cars parked in on a property anyway. So there's only a few cars.
Yeah. Vic, was there anything else that you saw as an investor in this realm that you appreciated?
I think he covered most everything, but yeah, just the idea of having a hands-off, stress-free relationship. I can't stress how much the fact that them handling the repairs under 500, that really just eats away at your cash flow really quickly. Because if you're looking at CapEx, it's really pretty much half your expenses right there. And so by taking that away, you're not dealing with the hassle, but also you're making a little bit more profit, so you can have a little more leeway in terms of keeping rents low to help them out and their great cause.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we've covered quite a bit with Tony today. What'd you think of the experience here?
It's pretty cool. It's my first time doing a face to face. The last couple of years, it's always been through a Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are going to play with the Zoom a little bit, but I definitely love the face-to-face aspect. I think it's a little bit more personable. So we appreciate you coming today and being on the show. And what are you getting into later today?
It's a last minute boating adventure. So I got a text last night to say sure. So we'll be on the Willamette in like 45 minutes.
Nice. So we got to let you get out of here to get some recreation because you work your butt off, it sounds like, and you need a little bit of Tony time.
Sure. Something like that. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and it's been a pleasure and good to get to know you a little bit better. Thanks for all of your experience, and hope that you continue to be so successful.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah.
It was fun.
All right. Well, thank you.
Bye.